Oh,
I think,
so
yeah,
that
the
brings me to
second,
my question of the day. Yeah, Jose
yeah,
Mourinho and
yeah,
um, Antonio Conte and
yeah,
um, Diego Simeone, these
yeah,
three coaches.
yeah.
Who do you think is the most defensive-minded coach?
This is quite an interesting result. They both arrange or set up their teams with a solid backline. Uh, they depend or they build their team from their defense. And for some years now, I think Diego Simeone has shown us that when it comes to the defense, he can build a wall at the back, and regardless of your attackers, you wouldn't get a way through. I think recently, I'll give it to Diego Simeone because he has virtually been to the Champions League final twice by playing a solid defensive game, and they eliminated top teams. Top teams.
Like,
It took Madrid to take them down because I think you need variety to be able to break that defensive line of Atletico Madrid. And Madrid had that variety, and that is why they find it difficult beating them at the Champions League. And yes, their defense is quite formidable. And Diego, I'll give it to Diego. I'll give it to Diego straight away. I'll give it to Diego.
mm,
Even though Conte, he's also one solid guy, but recently, I'll give it to Diego
so
Simeone.
basically, you're trying to put Jose Mourinho at the third, like the last of the three.
No, I wouldn't put Mourinho at
You put
I'll put
Conte
him
in.
second. I'll put him second. I find Conte fascinating. That is why I mentioned his name. Jose, we've seen Jose for some time, for a very long time, and he sometimes he goes into a game, he opens up, and he will be playing nice football, and all of a sudden he switches back to defensive mode. It's like an automatic switch. They just switch. They just switch to defensive mode, and you'll be wondering, are these not the same players who were playing better, who were passing the ball around, who were moving the ball so nicely? Why are they now backing? And it's quite right.
but
Jose
that brings
have
me to my question: that
yeah,
why is it that there are some coaches, even though they have adequate resources to
yeah,
pull off a very great offensive team, they choose to
yeah,
sit back and absorb pressure? Why do some
yeah.
coaches do that?
That's one thing that sometimes you wouldn't understand from the coach's point of view. You wouldn't. The example is what happened yesterday with Atletico Madrid. They had
Yeah.
everything to stand up against Chelsea, and then they backed off, and Chelsea took control of the game, and then they won, and now they have their back against the wall. I think sometimes the way they anticipate the opponents, it's one example. They expect them to control, have a lot of possession, but and try to hit them on the counter attack. I think that is one aspect of Jose's game. He will feel like he's in control, but he will allow you to keep the ball, pass it around with no penetration, with no any threat, with no threat, and then when you lose the possession, if you lose the possession at a dangerous area, at areas that you are supposed to lose the ball, they capitalize and then they win. But that mentality gradually is coming down. Well, those who have been defending a lot these days have not been winning anything, and it's quite obvious. Atletico
Yes.
Madrid, yeah, and look at Jose's team for the past years now. At first it used to win them a lot of trophies and big matches, but these days tactics variation and a lot of stuff are
I
coming
think
to
that
play. And
at the moment, especially
yeah,
with the revolution of football, with the
yeah,
inception of VAR,
yeah,
defenders are very vulnerable. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
they are
yeah.
very. You just make one
One
itsy
mistake, yeah,
bitsy, spur of the moment error, and it's a penalty.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
just that it could change the fate of the game. It could change
yeah,
the destiny of the game,
yeah,
and you become the villain. You become the bad guy because you
yeah,
probably defended well for all those minutes, but just
Yeah,
one misstep
mistake.
to
Yeah,
change
yeah,
everything about the
yeah,
game. Yeah.
yeah,
So I think that for me, I think that in this era, it is better for a coach to set up his team for his players to be away from his box. In that way,
yeah.
there is a little chance that there will be an error inside the box.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But
I, thi-
I don't
I
know.
think that that is true. That is true. You keep the opponent from getting access to your box. You
Yes,
defend. That is Bayern used that during their
yes,
run to win the
exactly.
Champions League. They
Yes,
were
yes.
defending high up the line, and they will keep the opponent from attacking or getting inside their box
Into the box. Yes,
for these
yes, yes.
errors and stuff like that. So I think it's better. It's better this way to attack more, to open up and attack more because the VR system and the new changes and the rules and stuff, even handball rule is quite
Yes,
disturbing these
they were
days.
very harsh
So
on
the
defenders
least
right
thing,
now.
yeah,
Yes,
at first,
and
once the
I
ball
think
touches the hand, that is it. The referee will take a penalty. So I think it's better to prevent the opponent from getting access to the ball.
yeah,
So
yeah,
sitting deep these days with the VR and stuff like that wouldn't help. Especially you even stand nullifying the counter the offside trap because it's like your leg your leg your foot or let's say your shoulder could play the striker on side and
yes, 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 yes,
you
yes,
feel
yes.
like the striker is offside, but the VR
The
will tell
VR
you
is there. Yes, the VR is there to see.
you have your shoulder ahead of the foot of the striker, and
Yes,
you have
yes,
to be
yes, yes.
very right. So I
Yeah.
think attacking is now the way forward, and those who are attacking or defending higher up the pitch are the ones winning
Yes,
these
yes, yes.
days. Yeah,
Manchester City, Liverpool,
yeah,
Bayern.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yep,
yeah.
yep, yep, yep. Anyway,